and especially not going to a majority draw. This is a win for Manny Pacquiao. I'm just going to say it.
I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw.
If you have world-class judges, why can't they make a decision? Why can't you go one way or the other? You know what I'm saying? A draw seems very weird to me, but...
In the wake of last weekend's majority draw between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios, Pacquiao's camp has reportedly lodged an appeal with the WBC, challenging the judge's decision. Many observers, including Pacquiao himself, believe he had done enough to win, pointing out that two judges scored the bout 114-114, while only one gave it 115-113 to Barrios. With his performance praised as stunning, especially considering his 4-year hiatus, Pacquiao's team is now calling for a review and possibly a rematch to address what they see as a controversial outcome that denied Pacquiao a historic title.
Manny, the fans came out for you again tonight, but describe what you thought of the judge's decision.
I mean, I thought I won by split decision, like, you know, it's a close fight, but I thought I won.
Didn't look like a 46-year-old tonight. How did you feel inside the ring?
I feel good, like, you know, I feel happy, like 2 months training, like, although short, but it's enough. Like, I mean, I want to train like 3 months or 4 months, but I start late because of the election in the country.
What worked for you tonight, and what was missing late in the fight?
Missing late in the fight, like the last two rounds, like I got cramps, probably. It's okay.
But the rest of the fight, you look great. What happens now, Manny? Because there was options for you moving forward. There was even talks of a Floyd Mayweather fight. What do you see going on next in you?
Oh, that's another story. Like, let's talk about it. Like, you know, good for me. Like, I'm in shape again.
Do you feel that you have what it takes to be a world champion once again?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I can still do it. For 2 months training, 4 years lay off, and then 2 months training, like, you know.
Pacquiao was unapologetic after the majority draw in his comeback bout against Mario Barrios, insisting he did enough to win. He told reporters, "I thought I won the fight. It was a close fight. My opponent was very tough," reaffirming his confidence in his performance. CompuBox stats supported his claim. He landed 81 power punches to Barrios' 75 and dominated the crucial middle rounds. Pacquiao's team echoed this sentiment. Coach Freddie Roach assessed the bout as an 8-4 win for Manny. Despite the outcome, Pacquiao remains resolute. He wants a rematch and vows to extend his legacy while inspiring his people.
I know you enjoyed the fight, but I thought, you know, although the decision is not really favor to me, like I'm sad, but I did my best. Being a no fight for 4 years, I'm happy for my performance tonight. So thank you to all your support.
I feel I won. Me and my team feel, you know, that we won, and you know, we're very proud of what I showed, and you know, I'm still just, you know, thankful to be holding my title.
I think although my performance is good tonight, but I'm not satisfied with my combination tonight. I should throw a lot of punches and more aggressive to knock him out. You know, I thought that after the 12 rounds, I won the fight. Like my analysis, like I won 8-4. That's my analysis for the fight. But the thing is, I'm surprised with the announcement. It's draw. So I did my best in the ring. You know, the fans is it's so happy of my performance. But don't worry, Pac-Man is back, so I'm still here. Most of the fans, they're expecting that, you know, they thought that I won the fight. And although at age of 46, you know, the Pac-Man is still there, he's still giving a good fight to the people, to the fans, you know. That's why I'm so thankful to God because He gave me the strength and good health.
MP Promotions CEO Sean Gibbons lashed out at the judges' majority draw in Manny Pacquiao's clash with Mario Barrios, denouncing it as evidence of the dirty side of boxing. Gibbons asserted that Pacquiao clearly outperformed Barrios, landing more power punches, 81-75, and showcasing dominant middle rounds, but was unfairly denied a victory by questionable scoring. The draw, he argued, reeks of biased judging and political influence behind the scenes. This isn't just a fight result, it's a stain on boxing's integrity, Gibbons added, demanding an immediate investigation and full transparency in scorekeeping. His comments have ignited broader debate over the sport's need for reform and accountability.
The gambling aspect, I don't know. I mean, how does Manny lose cleanly? If you have world-class judges, why can't they make a decision? Why can't you go one way or the other? You know what I'm saying? A draw seems very weird to me, but I'm very proud of Manny because he spent 7 weeks preparing for this. The guy ran for an election for 3-4 months, did not train at all, did not fight for 4 years. The guy I watched put 7 weeks of training in. It's incredible. And to be robbed of the chance to make history, it's just sickening. I hate this sport. I really hate boxing. This is the ugly side of it. This is the side I've done it for 37 years, makes me just want to get out of it. Because it's so sad to me. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the rematch that they asked Barrios about?
Fuck Mario Barrios. Who the fuck wants to see him? Manny Pacquiao beat Mario Barrios. Fuck Mario Barrios. Not in a bad way. I like him. But fuck him. Manny Pacquiao beat Mario Barrios. Why should he? What does he need to fight him again for? You know, if Manny wants to continue fighting, there's fighters like Rolly Romero. There's fighters like Gervonta Davis. There's guys out there. But I would never, well, I say never, it's not my decision, it's Manny's. But when you do what you did and win a fight like that.
Veteran broadcaster Jim Gray didn't hold back after the Pacquiao-Barrios draw, emphatically stating that Manny definitely won the fight and calling the outcome a shame for boxing. Gray argued that the decision failed to recognize Pacquiao's clear edge, his power shots, pressure, and ring generalship told a different story than the scorecards. His strong reaction echoed those of other analysts who believe the judges botched the result. For Gray, the verdict undermines faith in the sport's credibility and highlights the urgent need for judging reform at the championship level.
Jim, did you think Pacquiao won that fight? It was good to see.
Manny Pacquiao won. Yes, I did. I'm not a judge, but it's clear to me and clear to my eyes. And it's a shame. It's a shame for boxing. 2 judges who, you know, can't decide who the winner is. Really? Barrios, the champion. I guess you have to beat the champion, and I guess in their eyes they didn't clearly do that. But to me, it was an astounding, amazing, outstanding performance by a 46-year-old man. This is one of the all-time great performances.
Retired 2-time welterweight champion Shawn Porter was visibly furious following the majority draw verdict in Manny Pacquiao's comeback fight against Mario Barrios, calling the decision a slap in the face to the fans and insult to sports justice. He argued that Barrios never took control and lacked consistency with bodywork, making it nearly impossible to award him rounds. "I thought Manny won. Thought he won hands down," Porter emphasized, labeling the scoring bad judging and incompetence. Porter went on to criticize the judges' understanding of the sport, questioning whether they grasped the nuances of Pacquiao's style. His reaction underscored widespread disillusionment with the result as fans and pundits echoed his outrage.
Listen, we've seen Manny on the end of bad decisions before. Timothy Bradley, excuse me. Jeff Horn fight, you know. Shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. Family. But this is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp, do what you just did right there. We saw all the heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from being a big guy who is a better boxer than I realized, came to the ring with a true game plan to try to box and be patient, find openings and things of that nature. I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw. I think that there was a lot more that he could have done. But the main thing is the style that he chose to box was actually a good style to use against Manny Pacquiao. They were saying that they were going to come right to the middle of the ring, and they did. But they came to the middle of the ring, and then they circled, they moved, they worked behind the jab. Not enough jabs, not enough of everything for Mario.
The Wade Concept host Wade Plemens frames the result, a majority draw, as a moral victory for Manny Pacquiao, emphasizing that at 46 years old and coming off a 3-year layoff, Pacquiao outperformed expectations against a reigning world champion. He argues that Barrios, despite holding the WBC title, fought tentatively and lacked the urgency expected of a champion. The host sharply criticizes Barrios for failing to dominate an aging smaller opponent, claiming that with 2 consecutive title fights ending in draws, Barrios might be the weakest active world champion. His performance, marked by hesitation and minimal offensive output, not only tarnishes his credibility, but also reflects poorly on the current state of the welterweight division.
All right, so we are back on The Way Concept presented by The Ring Magazine. And folks, I just watched Manny Pacquiao, that's right, 8-division world champion and 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, off a 3-year layoff Manny Pacquiao, off a loss before the 3-year layoff Manny Pacquiao, go to a majority draw with a world champion in a title fight in 2025. What the just happened? The breakdown. Let's go.
He is the star of Wade Concept.
So like I said, Manny Pacquiao, 2025, fighting for a world championship is not something you expect me to hear. Number one, especially off the 3-year layoff, especially at 147, especially off a loss, and especially not going to a majority draw. This is a win for Manny Pacquiao. I'm just going to say it. Tonight, he fought Mario Barrios on PBC, on Amazon Prime Video for the WBC World Championship. Mario Barrios, I like the guy, but it has to be said, when you have 2 of your last title defenses ending in a split draw and a majority draw, you may be the worst title holder in boxing right now. I'm sorry. That's not comparing him to being a shitty boxer. It's just saying that as of right now, he might be the worst world champion in boxing. It may be one of the worst I've seen in a while. Also, kind of unrelated, this kind of looks bad for Tank Davis's record, because that was supposed to be a stalwart win on Tank's career when he moved up to 140 and beat Barrios for the belt there. But now it's not looking so good, because 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao just went to a majority draw, and you can argue that Manny Pacquiao should have won the fight.
Pacquiao dominated the early rounds, showcasing his trademark speed and power. However, as the fight progressed, Pacquiao began to tire, and Barrios capitalized on this by increasing his offensive output in the later rounds. Despite Pacquiao's strong start, Barrios' late surge allowed him to secure a majority draw, with one judge scoring at 115-113 in his favor, and the other 2 scoring at 114-114. This result enabled Barrios to retain his WBC welterweight title.
Was winning up until the later rounds. Let's talk about it. So, like I said, Manny Pacquiao off the 3-year layoff, 46, didn't look great against Ugas in his last one. You had to think, okay, well, Barrios beat Ugas kind of decisively. This is going to go one way and one way only. Barrios potentially by stoppage or decision. That's not what happened. Barrios was so tentative in this fight. He was essentially standing there for some of the exchanges. Manny Pacquiao came out and did what Manny Pacquiao does. By the way, credit to Manny. At 46, he still had some feet. He was moving, dancing on Mario Barrios. He was throwing combination punches going forward on Mario Barrios. And when he wasn't doing that, he was countering Mario Barrios, who looked like a stick in the mud. He looked like he couldn't even get out of first gear because Manny was hitting with combinations.
Many analysts felt Manny clearly took at least 6 rounds using his trademark speed and crisp combinations that got the crowd roaring. Even Mario Barrios admitted afterward that Pacquiao is still an incredible fighter with surprising punching power. What infuriated fans was how razor-thin the judges' scorecards were, just 1 round more awarded to Manny, and he would have walked away victorious instead of settling for a majority draw.
Put Keith Thurman on his ass in the first. Oh my God, it's an experience, and it's another element opponents have to face. And then all of a sudden, Manny just starts cooking. He's just like, and Freddie said it, like he has this good 6th round, and Freddie was just like, you get him with a 5-punch combination, I think you can get him out of here. Now, I don't know if he was ever at that point. I can't say that Barrios was ever really in danger, but I think Freddie was right. Like, I just think that if Manny showed the threat, I just think it froze Barrios for all these rounds. And so he had a run of like 4 straight. And at my point, he's up on the scorecards, 87-84, which meant all he needed was 1 more round. in my mind. And I was pretty in line with the TV broadcast. I think that we had a little bit of a swing on 8. I think 8 was a little closer, or 9 was a little closer, excuse me. But all he needed was one more round. And mind you, I bet on him, but I was like, Barrios comes out in the 10th. His trainer's like, hey man, you can't respect this guy. And it's tough because Manny pulls these tricks like where he's like trying to delay coming out of the ring because his tape's messed up, or he's like messing with the guy saying, hey, you're hitting me low, and even the ref had to be like, Manny, I'll determine if he's hitting low. But he's so charming. You just look at him and you're like, I can't get mad at him. But Barrios comes out in that 10th, has some really good body work, and you're like, all right, I think he took that one. So then it's 96-94. Get to the next round, Barrios, he has some that was the closest that you could have probably leaned Pacquiao, in my mind. But Barrios had some flurries. It just looked like he was getting better up, and it kind of looked like Manny was starting to wear down a little bit.
Boxing experts have blasted the judge's decision, calling it outright unfair. They point to Pacquiao's dominance, landing more power shots, 81-75, and controlling key middle rounds, as clear evidence he deserved the nod. Instead, judges handed him a majority draw, allowing Barrios to keep the belt. Analysts argue that the scoring simply didn't mirror what happened in the ring, with one judge even siding with Barrios despite Pacquiao's strong early showing.
Anything significantly great. It makes guys like Manny Pacquiao want to come back to the sport of boxing and fix this garbage. Let me go back to the sport of boxing. That's what we're talking about right now in the welterweight division, the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And Manny Pacquiao will beat Floyd Mayweather in the rematch. I said it. I like Floyd, a legendary fighter, but I believe how Manny Pacquiao fought yesterday, and we haven't seen Floyd Mayweather. I know he's still in shape, but this Manny Pacquiao and the footwork that he displayed yesterday, and like he said in the post-fight interview, we threw a little bit more punch, but of course he's 46 years old. But I'm just saying, even at 46 years old, he's better than all these guys. He'll knock out Devin Haney, like worse than Ryan Garcia did.
Kermel Moten shared his perspective on the controversial draw between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Moten expressed confidence that Pacquiao had done enough to secure the victory, aligning with the sentiments of many fans and analysts who felt the judge's decision did not reflect the bout's dynamics. However, he acknowledged the official outcome, highlighting the growing divide between public opinion and official scoring in boxing. Moten also hinted that a rematch might not occur, adding to the disappointment of an already contentious situation.
Pro boxing fans here with Kermel Moten. Kermel, just seen a draw between Pacquiao and Barrios tonight. What do you think?
It was a great fight, and Pacquiao put on a hell of a performance, and much respect to Barrios as well. It takes two to tango, so it's just an overall great fight.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny put it out, and I feel like he deserved a win. But it's boxing, and I'm not mad at a draw either.
Do you want to see a rematch, or do you think they should both fight other people?
I don't think I want to see a rematch. Manny did. It was a great fight. I think we should just leave it at that. I would like to see Pacquiao and Mayweather too. That's really the fight I want to see. And
Kermel on the undercard.
Definitely, absolutely. And so, that would be a huge card.
What do you think of Barrios in there tonight?
I don't know. I think Pacquiao's style was kind of throwing him off. I've heard a lot of very skilled fighters say that Pacquiao was real hard to, get the rhythm of. He's real awkward.
Max Kellerman, formerly a top boxing analyst on HBO and now with ESPN, has repeatedly argued that Manny Pacquiao makes a compelling case as the second best or even outright greatest pound-for-pound fighter in boxing history. On Max on Boxing, Kellerman emphasized Pacquiao's historic rise from flyweight to welterweight, winning world titles in 8 different divisions, and doing so while regularly fighting elite, often larger, opponents.
Who would your top 5 be?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Number 1?
Yeah, and then pound for pound. See, Pacquiao he started as a flyweight champ. Not just he started his career there. He was the champion at flyweight and then moved up. There are so many divisions between flyweight and junior middleweight where he also won a belt. Even the fact that he could compete with Floyd Mayweather, who's a naturally bigger guy and one of the greatest pure boxers, Pacquiao's overall body of work, you could have him really you could have him second pound for pound behind Sugar Ray Robinson.
How come I'm watching highlights of him knocking people out though, as little as he is, man?
Oh, that dude. It's the calves, man. He's got those fast twitchies and those big calves jump in on you and generate a lot of power. Crazy hand speed and power from a southpaw. Really awkward, hard to beat, lightning fast. Pacquiao was all that.
Oscar de la Hoya didn't pull any punches when addressing Manny Pacquiao's return at 46. He acknowledged Pacquiao's legendary status, but cautioned sharply, age is age. He's going in against a young fighter, you know, who's hungry, obviously, who has the skills, who has the punch output. He added pointedly, look, it's one thing to train hard and feel great, but it's another thing to be in the ring in an actual fight at 40. De La Hoya's message was clear. Respect the discipline Pacquiao still brings, but never underestimate the undeniable fact of time.
I'm rooting for Manny 1,000%, obviously, because, we shared the ring, but age is age. I mean, you just never know. He's going in against a young fighter, who's hungry, obviously, who has the skills, who has the punch output. Hey, Manny, go out there, do your thing. Use your thick calf legs to just run circles around him. Oh, I can't wait.
Fernando Vargas has also provided a candid and balanced take on Manny Pacquiao's performance versus Mario Barrios. He admitted that Pacquiao didn't appear to be in his prime, but didn't hold back in praising the legendary fighter's effort and spirit. He left everything in the ring, Vargas said, noting Manny's heart and determination were undeniable. While Vargas found the official majority draw decision unsatisfying, he emphasized that fans still appreciated witnessing the Filipino icon in action once more. For him, the crowd's reaction was a testament to Pacquiao's enduring impact, even if the outcome wasn't ideal. At 46 and just 2 months into training, Pacquiao showcased exceptional speed, ring IQ, and power, outboxing a younger, reigning champion for much of the fight. The late surge by Barrios swung the judge's decision, but Pacquiao's performance has reignited calls for a rematch and highlighted the questionable judging standards. Whether his appeal succeeds or not, Pacquiao has clearly proven he's still a force and left the boxing world eager for his next move.
Right, and
Okay.
then do 114.
I thought Manny won.
Close fight. I think Manny did a good job towards the end. Last round I gave it to Barrios, but the last five rounds,
yeah,
the 12,
I had the same way.
It was Manny Pacquiao. I thought Barrios was gonna take it, but I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well,
great job by Manny Pacquiao. Was 46 years old.
4 years old, 46. Look,
Yeah, I mean,
and you know
it's
boxing, so people can't say
amazing.
that you're biased or you're just a straight.
I think he did great. I mean,
I think
for
he
his
won.
age,
Regardless,
it's not the money that we used to know, but.
Do you think Pacquiao was robbed? Should the result be overturned or rematched? Drop your thoughts below.